Imagine this, you're sitting in a meeting at work. You suggest an idea, nobody reacts. 5 minutes later, your manager repeats the exact same idea, and suddenly everyone loves it. Or maybe you're in a relationship where every argument somehow ends with you apologizing, even when you did nothing wrong. You leave those situations feeling confused, guilty, drained. And the scary part? Most people using these manipulation tactics don't even realize they're doing it. Because manipulation isn't always evil masterminds and calculated lies. Sometimes it's subtle psychological behavior humans learn naturally to gain control, approval, attention, or power. Tonight, we're uncovering 5 manipulation tactics people use every single day, often without knowing it. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone slowly makes you question your own memory, perception, or sanity. It rarely starts aggressively. Instead, it sounds like you're overreacting. That never happened. You're too sensitive. You always imagine things. At first, it feels small, but over time, your confidence in your own judgment begins to collapse. Imagine this relationship scenario. Your partner flirts openly with someone else at a party. When you bring it up later, they laugh and say, "Wow, you're seriously insecure." Now, the conversation isn't about their behavior anymore, it's about your emotions. In workplaces, gaslighting happens too. A boss changes deadlines without telling you. When you miss the task, they say, "I definitely mentioned it in the meeting," even if they didn't. The goal is control. If they can make you doubt yourself, they become the authority on reality. How to identify it? You constantly second-guess yourself. You apologize excessively. You feel emotionally exhausted after simple conversations. You start relying on them to tell you what's real. Gaslighting works slowly, like psychological erosion. Love bombing. This one feels amazing in the beginning, which is exactly why it's dangerous. Love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with affection, attention, compliments, gifts, or emotional intensity too fast. They text non-stop, call you their soulmate in a week, talk about marriage after 3 dates. It feels like a movie romance, but often the intensity isn't genuine connection. It's emotional dependency being created at high speed. In relationships, a love bomber might say, "I've never felt this way about anyone. You're literally perfect. I can't live without you." At work, it looks different. A co-worker constantly praises you, gains your trust quickly, then later manipulates you into covering their responsibilities. The pattern is simple: excessive affection, emotional attachment, control. And once they feel they have you, everything changes. The warmth disappears, the attention fades. Now you chase the validation they gave you in the beginning. How to identify love bombing? The relationship feels unrealistically intense. They move emotionally too fast. They pressure quick commitment. Their affection feels overwhelming instead of natural. Healthy relationships grow steadily. Manipulation rushes intimacy. Now, tactic number 3, guilt tripping. And this is one of the most common forms of emotional manipulation, and almost everyone has used it at some point. Guilt tripping happens when someone makes you feel bad so you'll do what they want, not through force, through emotional pressure. A parent says, "After everything I've done for you." A friend says, "I guess I just care more about this friendship than you do." A partner says, "Wow, so you're really leaving me alone tonight?" Notice what's happening. Instead of directly communicating needs, they weaponize guilt. Now you're not making a free choice anymore. You're trying to escape feeling like a bad person. In workplaces, this is common too. A manager says, "We're like family here." Translation: they want unpaid overtime without complaints. Manipulative people punish boundaries. Tactic number 4, the silent treatment. Silence can be more manipulative than shouting. The silent treatment is emotional withdrawal used as punishment. Someone ignores your texts, avoids eye contact, acts cold for hours or even days. And the worst part? They refuse to explain why. This creates anxiety. Humans are wired to fear rejection. So eventually, you become desperate to fix things even if you did nothing wrong. The silent treatment says, "You don't deserve emotional access to me until you behave the way I want." Healthy people communicate discomfort. Manipulative people weaponize absence. Now, tactic number 5, playing the victim. No matter what happens, somehow nothing is ever their fault. Every failed relationship, toxic exes, every workplace issue, jealous co-workers, every argument. You misunderstood them. People who constantly play the victim avoid accountability by redirecting sympathy toward themselves. And sympathy is powerful because once you feel sorry for someone, you stop questioning them. And before this video ends, here's a bonus manipulation trick most people never notice. Imagine you want someone to help you with something. A normal person says, "Hey, can you do a small favor for me?" But a skilled manipulator frames it differently. They say, "Remember that difficult thing I asked you to do last time? This one is actually much easier compared to that. Can you handle it? See what just happened?" Your brain instantly compares the new task with the old, difficult one, and because this one feels easier in comparison, you become more likely to say yes. This is called psychological framing. Manipulators don't change reality, they change your perception of reality. And once someone understands how your brain compares effort, fear, and guilt, influencing people becomes terrifyingly easy. The scary part? You've probably fallen for this hundreds of times without realizing it. If you want the next video where I expose hidden manipulation phrases people use daily, dark persuasion tricks used in relationships, and psychological hacks salesmen use on you, then comment Part 2, because the next video goes even deeper into the dark side of human psychology. Subscribe to understand the dark side of human behavior.